Hi everyone, my name's Electric Donkey, and today we're back on the No Man's Sky, or One Man's Lie as we're calling it, little project type thing we've got going. So today we're going to be doing something ever so slightly different, because we've been doing a lot of this kind of planet generation and all this really deep, complicated stuff. So instead we're going to do something slightly more light-hearted, but something probably a lot of you haven't come across, and it's going to be writing and saving all of these worlds onto the JSON file. So a really simple JSON file thing. So first off, a little shout out to Taco. I can't remember his other name that goes by, but basically in the little Discord thing we've got going, we kind of worked together and made, well, all of us worked together and we made a JSON file test thing, which Taco made on his computer. So it was a really handy thing to have, and that's what we're going to be running off today. So, let's think, what do we want to do? We want to go through and save every single block inside of our DS grid, and it's going to take a lot of time. So, let's go ahead and start. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to make a script save world. That'll do. And this is going to be the equivalent to our write string. So we'll just push that over to there. So basically, for this, we're going to want to take in two variables. Oops, world. And we're going to want to take in our text. So this is what we're going to be, the text we're going to be saving. And we want to take in the file name. So the file name we actually want to save it to. We want to put a semicolon. So var text equals argument 0, really basic stuff, and then var file name, actually we'll shorten that to fn, argument 1. So now what we want to do is we want to open our file name and create a file to work from. So we're going to use var f for this. So it's just f stands for file. So we want to file text open write. Now this opens the file for writing, and if it doesn't exist, then it's going to make one. It's going to make its own one. So what we're going to do is working directory, and then we're going to add a slash or a other slash even, and finally the file name that the user has inputted. So that's that. Basically all we're doing is we're opening or creating a file in the file name that the user specified here. So now we're going to say, do we really want to put this? Yes, we do, because otherwise the user could put in a if we accidentally put in a file name that isn't valid for whatever reason, or it can't do it, then we want to show a debug message to say we can't use that that file name. So the file name, and then we'll just put plus file name could not be used, or yeah, could not be used. We want to put a space there as well, just to make it a bit more aesthetically pleasing. So close that all off, and that will basically just say if the file name is invalid, it will show us a message and then it will cut out, because otherwise this next bit will not work. And this is to file text write. I'm going to write a string for this because it's going to be the string names, and we're going to write it to our file, and then we're going to put in the text that we want to input. Then we're going to just close the file. Now you need to do this at the end of file text file text close. Otherwise it will permanently be stuck in it and it won't work very well. So that's just about it for this little bit there. Now how are we going to call that? How are we going to use that script in our actual thing to make it work? Well, we're going to say, for the purpose of this, we're just going to make it so that when we in our player when we press a button, it's going to save it. So key press. In fact, no, when we load in the world, it's going to save it. So world gen, create the planet. So right at the bottom of the create event, we're going to want to save it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different, I guess, because can it save to a DS grid? I don't actually know. I haven't used it much, so we'll go ahead and we'll give it a go. So to do it though, you need to encode it, and I think it's DS grid encode, or maybe it's map encode. Nope. File. Hang on a minute. Let's check the reference. It's in the JSON. So it was JSON encode. So let's just pop that in. So what we need to do is we need to see. Let's just use the var JSON just for keepsake. So JSON encode, and then we're going to try and put in our planet thing. I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll give it a go. Then we're going to say script save world JSON. What we're going to use for the file name, let's say let's just do planet 1 for the time being. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's try and run it, see if we get any errors. That's the first step. If we don't get any errors, then we want to go in and check and see whether our things actually worked, if it's actually saved our file or not. Because if it hasn't, something's gone haywire. So let's try click on the planet. Oh right, so planet war. Sorry, we need to put some speech marks in there. My bad. Because it's looking for a variable called planet 1 and doesn't exist. So we need to put planet 1. There we go. Now let's run it and let's see if it works. Should do. Got a bit of a itchy throat, that's why I'm having to have a drink every so often. Sorry about that. So now if we click it, right, so fatal error, object world gen dot file name not set. Did we do a little typo in the script save world? File name, yes, we put fn here and we put file name here. So that needs to be FN. Sorry, my bad. We need to cut out these typos, get it moving as quick as possible. So the next step after we've done these JSONs is to actually make several different planets that we can go and visit. Because after we've saved them, we can then read them again, so we don't actually need to keep them stored in the game. We can destroy them as soon as we've done. So that's loaded up now, so now we can go into our file directory and go and have a look. So it's, I believe, documents, GameMaker, projects, and this is One Man's Lie. So we go down and find fingers crossed there should be a JSON file in here. Or maybe there isn't going to be, which makes it a little bit more interesting. So, what has gone wrong here? First off, the first thing I'm going to say is let's try and just replace text, or in fact let's even just do text equals hi. So let's see now if it writes as hi. That'll be our first test. Otherwise, it's something wrong with the JSON, so we're going to have to go in and fiddle around with that. Because, of course, the other thing we might have to do is convert this grid to a map first, because I'm not sure whether grids work within it or not. So let's just go and have a look. Let's refresh this. So it doesn't look like there's anything here. One thing I am dubious about though is, where is our working directory? So let's just go print that really quickly, because I'm worrying if it's actually the right place. So let's use show debug message string working directory. Now this should tell us exactly where our working directory is, and we can then go in and have a look, see if it's worked. Otherwise, it's something to do with that creation of the thing. Might be because it hasn't got .json, I'm not sure. One thing we're not going to do is make sure the video goes on too long so the battery runs out this time. I made that mistake last time. So the directory is, it's actually in the app data. So let's go find that really quickly. So app data is in users. So me, app data, and what was it in? Local. Some GM something or other. GM TTT 489. So many of these. That one. 7455. And no, it's not in there, so more fun for us. We have options.ini. So we have these things. This is definitely the right one, and it's not in there. So what's going on wrong? Let's have a look again. Let's go check through our example and just keep trying until we've got this spot on, because I don't want to leave it hanging. We need to have a map. It needs to be .json. So let's try and do that then. So we need to have a .json. It's not in here, is it? It's in the world generation. Sorry, this has been a bit chop and choose. I know it's been a bit trial and error, but that's kind of how coding goes a lot of the time. It's not all laid in stone. This is how you do this. This is how you do this. Especially when you got something new like JSON, it gets a bit tricky. I'm gonna have to cut this off relatively soon though, but I want to get it to a place where it's acceptable. Right. Now let's have a look. So it was this one. And still we have nothing, which gets me a bit confused. So let's really quickly make our reading script, just so we can check whether that's working. So script, read world. I reckon I'm making a really simple mistake here. But right. So script, read world, and we want to take in just the file name. Okay, so var fn equals argument 0. So var f equals, and this is just exactly the same as last time, where we saved it. Oh, my bad. And then this is the same as last time as well. I'm not going to bother explaining it twice because there's no point. Only thing is we've got a return here, return -1. And we'll just leave that for otherwise, but we don't really need it. For a string. Really, what we need is this. We just save that into a var, so var string equals that, and then return string. Okay. Oh, this is really starting to hurt my throat. So let's go in and have a go with this. So let's put underneath this show debug, and then the script we just made, planet 1, and then let's see if it reads it. Okay. Hopefully it will, and then we can end this video because it's getting really quite long. Otherwise, I think we'll have to leave it and sort it out in between episodes. It's becoming a double episode, which is always fun. So we've got an error, so oh, we've put file name again. My bad, FN. There we go. Now let's see. I'm also cautious of my battery again. Oh dear. So it is working. Yes, it is working. Anyway guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, otherwise I'm actually going to die. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, or just do whatever you guys want to do. And I'm going to have to be quick, otherwise I'm actually going to die. So I'll talk to you later.